Greetings, my lovable weirdos! It's time to come to the dark side. For this year's Star Wars Day look, I'll be attempting to transform myself into Darth Maul. Let's start by making some horns. I used air dry clay or clay foam that I got from my local art supply store. Make sure that you properly close the container that the clay is stored in when you're not using it, as air will harden and set the clay. Shape the clay into a curved horn shape. I flatten the base by pressing the bottom of the horn onto my cutting mat. To add texture to the horn, take a craft knife and score along the surface of the clay following the curved edge. Don't worry about being too neat about this. Reshape and flatten any clay that may be gouged out during this process. You'll need 10 horns in total, 8 large ones for the top of your head, and 2 smaller ones that'll go by your ears. Leave to dry overnight. To prep the horns for paint, I stabbed toothpicks into the base of each horn. I used a mix of black and yellow ochre acrylic paint. Mix both colors until you get kind of a poopy shade of brown. The grooves on the horns will make it a bit tricky to get proper paint coverage. I found that by dabbing instead of brushing the paint on, it helps to get into the crevices. Next, I added more yellow ochre to my paint mixture to get a lighter shade of brown, which I then dry brushed over the horns to add some dimension to the paint job. Now for the makeup! I started by prepping my hair for the bald cap. Because I've got a fringe, I gelled my hair back with Giovanni Wicked Wax styling pomade and tied it into a low ponytail. Time for the bald cap! I fitted it over my head to see how I wanted it to lay. Adjust if necessary. When you're happy with how the bald cap lays on your head, it's time to glue it down. Using a Q-tip, I applied a thin layer of Pros-Aide to the edge of the bald cap. Next, very carefully cut out holes in the bald cap and pull your ears through the holes. Again, be very careful. I then blended the edges with liquid latex. Wait for each layer to dry before applying the next. I used 3 layers in total. To smooth out the back of the bald cap that covers my ponytail, I gathered the extra material and pinned it together. Once the latex is dry, powder it down with baby powder. Next, I glued down my eyebrows. Wipe off any excess glue. Now, it's time for the horns. Determine where you want your horns to sit on your head, and apply a layer of Pros-Aide to the base of the first horn. Press it gently to your head and remove it again. Then go back and reapply more Pros-Aide to the base of the horn and the glue spot on the bald cap. When the glue becomes clear and tacky, press the horn to the glue spot to properly adhere it. To really secure the horn, I used liquid latex and strips of cotton wool. Repeat for all the horns. Once the latex is dry, powder it all down with more baby powder. For the face paint, you're going to want to refer to as many reference photos as you can. Start by outlining the black shapes and then fill everything in with red and black. I started out using Snazaroo's water-activated face paints for this. Then, I went over all the red with this shade from Kryolan's Vision Palette in Effects. It gives better coverage on the latex of the bald cap. Next, I use this brown shade to touch up the latex around the base of the horns that wasn't already painted red. For added effect, I used a combination of Kryolan's tooth enamel in nicotine, brown, and black. Paint on the color and dab off the excess. And just so you're warned, the tooth enamel tastes awful. Finally, line your waterline with a waterproof liner or kohl, paint the rest of your face black, toss in some contacts, and you're done! And that's the look! Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. And hit the notification bell to know when I post new videos. And leave a comment down below if you have any feedback or constructive criticism. Until next time, hope you're having a great Star Wars day and a great day in general.